All right. So this workout is going to be a blast on the upper body. First thing we're going to do is start off with a maximum effort incline press. So the goal here is to use the maximum weight you can get for 5 repetitions. For me today, that was only 225 pounds. I've got a little bit going on in the right shoulder, but that's how we're going to start. After that, we're going to move into the overhead dumbbell press, and you can see those sets have already passed. But the goal here again is maximum weight for 4 sets of 6 reps. Then I move into the barbell row. Goal there is maximum weight for 4 sets of 8. Nothing special there. After the barbell row, we're going to move into a pullover that is combined with a tricep press. So essentially what we're doing is we're re-stimulating all the muscles we did in the first couple movements, except with a more volumized approach. After the pullover press combo, which I actually got from my cousin a couple weeks ago, and it's a fantastic movement for the chest, the triceps, a little bit of lats in there. It's a good upper body builder, and it's not super stressful on the elbows, which is why I love it. So throw that one in there after your big compound movements. After the pullover, I move into a dumbbell row. I like to do these heavy. I don't use these all the time, but the gym I train at has heavy dumbbells. I think that's a 140 pounder that I'm using. And the goal there is to basically just move the weight. Nothing really special. You want to use a weight that you can control, but the goal is to go heavy. Heavy weight is what builds muscle. So that's a great movement to get a lot of weight exposed on the lats, the rotator cuff, the external rotators. I mean, it's a really good, heavy, and safe movement to do. After that, I do the supported row. Not going for a huge range of motion here. I'm mostly going for time. And I'm kind of emphasizing the stretch position. If you can see, I'm holding those dumbbells with straps because I wouldn't be able to hold them just with my forearms alone. So the goal there is minimal necessarily like range of motion, but a lot of that pressure pulling those shoulders and pulling those lats and traps in the supported fashion. It's brutal if you do it correctly. After that, I move into some light stuff. This is pump work. So the goal here isn't to break down muscle tissue, and that's what you're seeing in the lateral raises and the curls and the press downs. The goal here is actually more focused on maximizing the blood volume in the muscle, which enhances recovery, but we're not trying to go heavy here. We're not trying to break down any tissue that would cause an adaptive hypertrophic response. So I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds cool. But that's the goal. So you'll notice in the triceps, I'm using actually a supinated grip on the press down, just to change the stimulus. Novel stimulus is a way that you can create extra adaptation. So that's what I'm doing here. If you can change the grip every time on that pump type stuff, then you're going to be throwing that blood in a little bit different angle, a little bit different fashion, which should help with healing. So like I said, the goal is not to build muscle in those. The goal is to enhance healing. And then, of course, when you've got a great upper body pump, see those chest striations and those shoulder striations, that's the time to practice your posing. It'll make you feel a lot better about yourself than maybe you otherwise would if you didn't have a pump. So I like to throw the posing in there when you've got a nice pump, when the chest, the deltoids, biceps are all full. Nothing, in my opinion, feels better than that. So that's a pretty hardcore workout. If you do that correctly, you will be blasted. And then, of course, you got to bike home. So there's no excuses here. I actually had to sell my truck about a week ago. And so the goal is to use the bike. It builds the legs. I had a period of time where I rode a bike for a year, and man, I know endurance training doesn't necessarily complement strength and hypertrophy, but it'll kick your ass, man. Until next time.